This is Connected Digital World, and we're here talking about NBA 2K13. My name is Rob Jones. I'm the gameplay director on NBA 2K13. My role is pretty much to ensure that what happens on the court is as realistic as possible in terms of what people expect out of their NBA superstars, the way the teams play, what options they choose, and then how all the mechanics and everything feel.
Excellent. So what's new in NBA 2K13?
What isn't new in NBA 2K13? Brand new control scheme. For the first time ever, our control stick is a dribble first system, without losing all the qualities of the shot stick that we've kind of built equity into for the past 5 or 6 years. You can do a lot of moves, a lot of really cool moves with the right stick, standing dribbles, quick explosive moves, and then really quickly get into doing some really advanced moves in terms of shooting. And when you combine the two things, it's more freedom than we've ever given anybody in the games. We have a new system called Signature Skills, where we really went out of our way to differentiate certain players from one another, so that what makes people special really stands out in our game. There's 31 of them available, and each player can have up to 5 of them kind of added up. And then we have without counting the fact that we finally have achieved an incredible balance between offense and defense in terms of the way it feels to play the game, which will make it a longer lasting experience, is the way I feel about it. And then there's a bunch of features built around the game that really tie into what players are asking for and what they like to play these days. My career, which is renamed from my player last year, is kind of that role-playing experience where you are a rookie. You start off as a rookie and try to become a superstar in the NBA through endorsements, through fan popularity, and it has a bunch of little pieces that are connected to it. There's a social media feature where your fans start talking to you, they react to what you say in the press. There's the ability to sit down with your GM and kind of affect the way the team is going. And then the game itself has been really streamlined to really know how to play around your style of play. So last year we felt like it was kind of you on an island and 4 AI teammates doing whatever they wanted to do. Now they really understand to take advantage of your abilities and what you have to offer, whether you're trying to set a screen for them or whether you're posting up, or whether you need an isolation or they need to set a pick and roll. They kind of know to interact with you the appropriate way.
Excellent. So you've got a rather famous executive producer.
We do.
Do you want to talk a little bit? Firstly, obviously, tell us who that is and tell us a little bit about how that came about.
We partnered up with JayZ this year, and it came about because we really feel like NBA 2K as a series has stepped into that entertainment world. It's no longer a video game. It's part of culture. It's one of those games that everybody picks up because everybody's playing it. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to date myself, but there used to be, you'd wait for 2 or 3 games a year that you wanted to play, and they kind of became the game that everybody rallied around. And NBA 2K in the past 2, 3, 4 years has really cemented itself as not only an incredible experience in terms of video gaming, but also part of the basketball culture, the hip hop culture, the music culture. So it was a simple segue to go to Jay and say, hey, you know what? We want this to also be an entertainment medium, and not just by having a killer soundtrack, because we've done that before. We've had award-winning soundtracks with great artists. We've launched new artists and things like that. But really, we want to have a package that presents itself as an entertainment piece that can stand alone. You no longer actually have to turn your music down and play your own when you're playing the game. The interaction between the music and the menus is something to behold. The introductions into the games, individualized and unique video and gameplay footage spliced together, bringing together the emotion of both the music and the footage that you're seeing. It's just an amazing piece, almost a piece of art in some ways is the way I look at it. So I'm really excited by all he's done. And then, as the cherry on top, he gave us something that we've been trying to get for the past 3 or 4 years, and that's Charles Barkley, to be playable in our game. And Charles hasn't been available. I can't even remember the last time he's available in a video game. So I'm really excited by what the partnership has brought, and it's going to bring more as we unveil additional stuff that we'll be doing with him, alongside him, that's not necessarily directly in the game right now.
Excellent. There's quite a lot of customization available within the game. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, nowadays everything is about customization. It's all about how I look, how I perform. What do my animations look like? What shoes am I wearing? What T-shirt? And we've allowed edit player or create player, in years past, but not to the extent that you could really create something, a character that represented you in the world of everybody else trying to represent themselves. So we're really excited with all the options that we're giving the user. I mean, down to, I showed you that shoe creator where you can go in and kind of use different pieces to kind of combine and create a shoe that you want to wear and represent as something that is your own, that nobody else has.
Yeah, obviously, when you show that, there's a Nike ID feature. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the Nike ID feature is kind of cool. We had Nike ID in the game last year. It reflected what was on the website. And so you could go in and you customize these shoes, and then you could, let's say you took a Kobe 7 or a Nike Hyperdunk, you go in, customize it, and then put it on a player and play with them. But with Nike's partnership this year, one of the things that we talked about was, hey, you know what? I spent all this time working on customizing this shoe. What if I actually wanted that shoe for myself? So as you're creating that, you get this option to have an email sent to you. And in the email, there's a link. And if you click on that link, it'll actually take you to Nike's website, pre-populate the shoe that you've already customized with all the choices that you made. And all you have to do is really check out and wait for it to get delivered to your home.
Excellent. There's a feature in the game now called Fantasy Basketball. Do you want to talk about that?
Oh, My Team. So My Team is it's kind of a mixture of playing fantasy basketball, being able to draft a team, and collecting. So I mean, I don't know if you remember Panini. I grew up on Panini stickers and albums. And the game plays very similar. You are given a pack of players and attributes and skill boosts, some playbook, a playbook, a court, some a jersey, everything that you would need to initially play with this team and compete, and then you use that and try to improve those guys. So as you play, you kind of earn currency, the stuff that we call virtual currency, and reinvest it into new players, into new skills, and compete against other players that are doing the same thing online. So it's kind of fun because, you can have mixtures of players that you could never think of before, and it's actually, for the first time, the only place where we can have current players play alongside the legends, Jordan and Magic and Bird and those guys.
Excellent. Let's talk a little bit about DLC for the game.
If you pre-order our game, you're actually being treated to the All-Star experience. And it's the first time that we've done it. I mean, we've had a dunk contest before, but it was, I don't like to say the word lackluster because it's not true that it was lackluster. It just wasn't situated in the same environment that the real All-Star dunk contest is. And so while we were happy with the feature, we just weren't happy that it wasn't authentic. And so this year we spent a lot of time creating an environment and a presentation package that really reflects the quality that the NBA puts together when they go to All-Star Weekend. And that's free when you pre-order the game. It might be available later after launch as a DLC, but I don't know that at this point in time.
And there's a new feature as well, NBA Everywhere. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, NBA Everywhere is interesting to us. You know, with the whole idea that, you know, you're earning this currency and you're playing this game and you're creating, you know, you're trying to build this player in my career. NBA Everywhere allows you to keep that momentum going when you're doing other things. Let's say, you know, I don't know, you're on the way to school and you're on the bus, you're playing on your iPhone or your Android, and you're playing this mini game app, this companion app that we have that has a bunch of mini games. As you achieve stuff in those mini games, it automatically uploads back to your 2K account, and it makes those achievements, whether it's the currency, whether it's a player boost, whether it's a brand new pair of shoes, whatever you want, available for your console game later on when you get home. So it's just a way of us to keep you connected to the 2K world and really connected to the 2K basketball game at all times.
It's funny you use the word connected there. Connect integration. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, our Connect integration is everything that I ever would have wanted out of a game, and none of the stuff that I really don't want. So, you know, I don't, you know, my house is pretty small. I don't have enough space to dribble around. My mom wouldn't let me anyway. You know, so what do I do? You know, instead of having menu manipulation or anything like that, you know, I really wanted to create something that would allow the user to experience things that are sometimes reserved for just that advanced player. So
beyond the arc, and that is good. Nash has got himself going there, his first points of the game in the deep ball.
And you know, Steve, you talk about Bosh needing to play such a huge role for the Heat in their front court. I think his versatility helps. He's 6'11", he can go inside and out. He's a better defender on the ball and off.
You know, with the Connect, using your voice, you can give these commands and get the same feedback and results that advanced user can. So, you know, you come down court and say, hey, let's run an isolation play for Kobe Bryant. You know, the game recognizes it and then sets you up, and you know who you're supposed to pass to, where you're supposed to move to. And slowly but surely you start learning the nuances of these plays, and you know, it allows you to dig deeper into our game and be more effective at it. And you can do that all by voice. So, you know, simple stuff like calling for a substitution. Hey, bring in Kobe Bryant, or switch the camera, or, you know, hey, double team that guy. You know, you name it. All those commands that normally are reserved to some sort of button press that isn't necessarily easily accessible makes, you know, controlling your players and your team a lot more fun in NBA 2K this year.
Excellent. And when will the game be available?
The game will be available on October 5th.